You got your Jane Austen in my zombies.
You got your zombies in my Jane Austen.
Bleh, this is gross.
No.
This is the worst. We watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and we are in defense of bad movies. Hey everyone!
I'm gonna throw the fuck up.
I know, that was so ridiculous.
You guys,
You're lucky I'm not walking out right now.
Sam worked really hard on that.
I did.
You guys are terrible.
You know, it looks like you two have got this, so we're just gonna sit back.
What was the other one? You do the other one.
Oh, I had. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a bad movie podcast will at some point have to talk about Pride and Prejudice and Zombies or something like that.
That was good.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a reference to.
Should we have done that? Should we go back and redo it?
No, I like that.
What part of the book? I didn't get that far.
Is that the first line?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's his joke. He's funny.
Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast. Sam here. Lauren.
Okay.
What's up, Sam? How are you?
Bobby there.
Oh, guys, this is gonna be a weird one tonight.
This is going off the rails, and I don't mean in the retiring the train kind of way. We've got Laura over there.
Hey.
And Lauren over here.
Hi.
And we watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Bobby is not in this podcast at all.
I mentioned him. I said earlier. I said Bobby's over there.
I didn't get the call. You just now said my name and I materialized in this chair.
Yeah, so we watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, a movie brought to us by Laura.
Yes.
She produced
You're
it.
welcome. I have lots of money to produce a movie of such caliber.
Oh, don't spend your own money on producing. That's rule
You
number
never
one.
put your own money in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awkward.
Yeah. You effed up big time.
Yeah.
So
It made lots of money, so.
did it? Did it do?
I actually have no
Did
idea.
do Buffo box office? Buffo BO?
Buffalo
In the UK it did, and that's all that matters.
Well, that makes sense.
Because-
in the UK.
We trust
and-
those people.
In zombie.
yeah. We like British people, right?
The UK market is like super important right now. It's like the most important market out there.
This was out before
All five of them.
Brexit.
I think I might be thinking of China. So we watched this movie that you liked.
Yes.
And what was the context when you watched the movie?
It was on iTunes for the 99-cent rental of the week, and I was going to Seattle, and I decided to rent it to see if I liked it or not. Like 99 cents is not that big of a deal. And
Look at wealthy Laura. You are
producers.
You
so
are
it's
rich
not-
enough.
I watched it and I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I mean, I don't think it's like it doesn't really have that much substance in it, but it's just a lot of fun. So
A word about that 99-cent rental. You cannot rent this movie at all
I'm sorry.
anymore.
I'm sorry, everyone. But you can get it at Redbox for.
Which is what we did.
Yeah. And then you can lend it to your mom and then take it back 5 days later and essentially could have just purchased it.
For $8.18
Yeah.
is what
That's
you
okay,
paid.
Mom. I'm glad that you watched it. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, she's one of our loyal
Cut this
listeners.
Cut this out, will you? I don't want her to feel bad.
No, she'll be
I don't
she'll be
feel bad.
excited that she got mentioned in the
Sandy,
I
podcast.
mean,
shout
to be
out.
totally fair, that's part of the Redbox experience.
That's true.
Did she like it?
She did. Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she had fun.
Well,
Wait,
thank
no.
you.
I'm trying to remember. I think she really did. I think it was a positive review.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe she shouldn't listen to
That's
the whole
right.
episode then.
Well, let's call your mom right now. And,
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, wait, I'm recording.
My mom, spoiler
Yes.
alert, did not like it.
I really want a Sandy and Pat's corner. Like, we can just listen to their conflicting opinions because my mom will always try to find something nice to say about it. And your mom will always just simply say, it was stupid.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid was her exact quote.
All other movies I like, huh?
Is this the first movie we've done that all of our moms have watched? All of our moms watched this movie with us.
That's really
No,
funny.
I had my mom rent it after I saw it, and I was like,
What does your mom think about it, Bobby?
My mom actually got pretty close to what I thought about it. She,
Oh, well,
I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
But she was close. How about you?
I think she liked it.
She's right in the room next door. We can go ask her.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's thumbs up from her, so.
Okay, before we get any further, how about if we do our 15-second movie synopsis? Laura King's 15-second movie synopsis, actually. Not ours, and I don't want to take proprietorship over it.
Just keep vamping while you bring out your timer.
Exactly.
This is working really well. Da 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 da.
Fuck you. What did I say, 15 or 20 seconds?
15. You did commit to 15 this time.
Okay, go for it.
So Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is about, you just take the story of Pride and Prejudice and you add zombies into it, and that's pretty much the movie. They pretty much keep the storyline the same. Their, Wickham is, different, and yeah, so I'm gonna keep going because everyone's laughing at me, but yeah, it's pretty much the same, and add zombies in, so, yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
In fairness, that's one of your more accurate descriptions.
You're getting real good at this.
I mean, it's about Pride and Prejudice, and you throw in zombies, so.
No, you're really into Pride and Prejudice, right?
Yes, I love that novel.
How about zombies? Where do you fall in the zombies?
I don't really care about zombies. I mean, they're fine, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your un, deux, trois.
A picture on the wall for those of you who can't see it.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
No, that's a euphemism.
Visual.
I'm checking out your un, deux, trois.
Sam! How dare you?
That to be left up to the imagination of our 3 listeners, what that might mean. Our un, deux, trois listeners. Okay, so I never really know how to get into the conversation.
Okay, so I'll start.
We've not done these before.
So this movie
I never
has,
felt comfortable with that.
I think, a 48% Rotten Tomatoes, so it's kind of split down the middle.
Like this movie.
Yeah, and my fellow co-host here did not find it. They thought that the first part was good, and then it kind of goes off the rails.
Yeah, Lauren.
I'm sorry, I just felt like it had third act problems.
I felt it had second and third act problems.
I agree with both of you.
I think they're wrong. I think if you watch this movie, you'll just find it really fun. And, so it really does follow the storyline of Pride and Prejudice. Well, no, actually it doesn't. Cause
it starts with, and the characters are, all the same, but it tweaks the world. I really liked the opener. Not the first scene, well, it was
cold
pretty cool.
open,
Like the cold open with like the claustrophobic, card party where they're secret zombies.
I enjoyed that.
Kind of fun.
Like that was kind of fun. Yeah. But then
with the flies, that was neat.
That was neat, and especially if they come back.
The lengthy prologue I could have done totally without.
I liked it.
I liked the look of it, even though there were other ways to get across the exposition.
Oh, I did
really enjoy.
It was like way too much.
I think you're the only one who didn't like it.
I mean, like I like the idea of it,
It's
but
fast.
it went on.
It's not really that
And
long.
Charles Dance was incredibly underutilized as Mr. Bennett, and so it was nice for him to have a monologue to break down the history of this world, where like essentially.
No, Bobby doesn't agree. Let me tell you. I asked, Bobby, did you like all the people in this movie, like Charles Dance and Sally? I can't know her last name. But the one who is in Bridget Jones's Diary.
And she's awesome.
And she played Mrs. Bennett.
Everyone in this movie
and Bobby said
fine.
it's perfectly fine. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was a scathing critique of everyone in this movie.
It was pretty much.
Were there any weak leaks? No, everyone was perfectly fine.
How
perfectly agreeable.
Very dare you.
That could be a compliment.
I zoned out like 4 times during that.
Well, Bobby fell asleep in everything, and Sally Phillips was great.
I didn't fall asleep during the prologue. I just zoned out.
No,
it was
he
like
told me he
Dune
fell
prologue.
asleep in this movie. That's why he thought it was bad.
And all that information was later explained in the movie. So
like it
did not need it.
It did not have to happen, but it just looked real pretty and gave us the quick. No, they do that in movies as well. Like we'll give you the exposition a couple times just because it's hard.
I very much enjoyed it.
I mean, to be completely honest, it doesn't even need to happen.
I think what we could do is just like cut Bobby out of this, and we could just have.
But just please leave a pause so I can record my own separate podcast where I can fill in those blanks.
Well, it was more interesting than
What did you guys think of Matt Smith? I thought he was so funny.
Love
Matt Smith was very good. He was one of the high points.
I know I'm biased, and Mr. Collins is always a fun character, but he was delightful.
Yeah. No, Bobby, you don't get to say that. You said he was perfectly fine because I asked you specifically.
I actually said Matt Smith was very fun.
No, he did not say that. I have the text receipts to prove it. I'm bringing the receipts out because I'm going to show you that what he said.
She has the receipts.
Yeah.
Show us his tax returns.
binder's full of comments.
and I've never read the book. I know that you have. Bobby,
The book is bullshit. The book is terrible.
Did
You've
the
never
movie
read Pride and Prejudice?
and zombies? You have to add that part. The original Many Times. I mean, the Seth Graham book. Did the movie change anything from the book, or is it essentially all exactly what was in the book?
Third act stuff I don't remember. And to be totally fair, this might just play out better in motion than it did in a book. Mm-hmm. But when I read the book, it felt really easy and really lazy. And then I realized after this is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is what made me realize I really liked Pride and Prejudice because I read that book and every joke I laughed at was one of Jane Austen's jokes. So.
Yeah, and the most entertaining parts of the movie for me were the kind of clever, winky adaptations of something that happened in the book, but putting it into the context of the zombie apocalypse world.
Yes.
And whether or not that actually serves any kind of purpose is something we were sort of discussing before, and if it's just, they're zombies here for fun, or if there's any kind of internal metaphor that we should be getting, and I'm not sure there is, and that's the only downside.
Yeah. Well, okay, I think the first act works really well. And I didn't think I would. I honestly went into this movie with a really terrible attitude, expecting to hate it, which I mean, like we always do with these movies, but I already didn't like the book, so I figured I would just really hate this movie. And I loved at least the first half hour of this movie.
Yeah, I was pretty much won over at that point. I'm like, oh, okay, this is amazing. We're all going to be defending this.
And I think,
and then,
like my favorite, kind of zombie, pieces of popular culture. I'm trying to like your Walking Dead or your 28 Days Later or
that's
Shaun of the Dead. It's more about like who we are in the wake of the zombie apocalypse, and it's less about solving a zombie problem. Yeah. It's more about people dealing with each other more than it's people dealing with zombies. And I think the first part of this movie did a really kind of fun job of showing like, oh, people are trying to carry on and be the best they can be.
I disagree with you about the length of that. I think it extends further than the first act.
I really think the last part of that movie is them fighting zombies.
The last part
I have to
of
agree
it.
with.
But the
I
first
think
2 parts are not.
I think you make a really good point because most zombie movies, zombies are brainless. Mm-hmm. So it does get to a point like this is a villain who you can't have like with vampires. You can have your head vampire who's a mastermind with all these other things, but zombies are not like that. So you do, I think it lends itself to the self-exploration. But this movie, zombies go away. Don't do that. They do have a leader. They can think beyond just brains, you know.
When you do that, you open up a whole can of other weird thematic worms.
And also, oh, you go.
I'm just going to finish this thought and it makes it a little bit more facile that like, oh, we don't need to discuss, to delve into who we are because we've got these bad zombies that we need, you know, the big bad we need to take care
I
of.
wonder if they could have just followed, like, I feel like it failed when it diverted from the Austen storyline, and like if we could have done the successful movie that was fully Pride and Prejudice just with this zombie element. Because I also feel like what they were trying to do with the good zombies and like that was real thin, and you know the presentation that there are different levels of zombies and these zombies have coherent thought and they're deciding they're trying to abstain from human flesh, which makes them murderous and brainless, and like that was an interesting premise that ultimately didn't go anywhere. Yeah. And Darcy comes in and turns them all into brainless monsters so we can just explode them all. Yes. And it's okay.
And again, it becomes facile. It's I forget I said that. I lost my train of thought.
So yeah, that was
we never forget what you said.
They were setting up a lot of interesting things and just didn't happen for me.
Oh yeah, that's because that's where it became facile was and overusing that word. But we're like, oh, we do have these zombies there who can be good and who can try to integrate. No, it was just a ploy.
There's a movie that did do that.
Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies, yeah.
Which is great.
Which
it could have been a love
good
story.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we watched it.
It's been a while.
Why was Wickham evil in this? What was his super plan?
He was bitten by a zombie. He was part of the zombie.
He was the one that...
He was early stage zombie.
He was bitten by a zombie, okay. Yeah. I forgot that part.
All right. And so he decided to like mastermind.
When was he bitten by a zombie? Did he still have all the backstory with Georgiana?
He was, I would imagine...
This is the part where I started to fade.
I think that there is something with Darcy but they don't.
Did it keep the whole like
I don't know if they kept the whole
refusing
sister
his living
thing,
and
or if it was something they had.
They kept the sister in there.
I
remember the sister being mentioned.
think there was that.
so ultimately like after that he
Yeah.
becomes a zombie. Is he just revenging himself against Darcy, or is it the greater like we're going to become super
I think
powerful?
it did feel like at some point, maybe it was a narrative they did say that, it was his ultimate revenge against Darcy. Something to that effect, I believe.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. But,
How great was the fly catching scene?
That was great.
oh, that was cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
She's a badass.
Yeah.
I enjoyed very much the buffiness of the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are these badass girls, and that was cool. And they seemed a lot more They seemed like also to get more training than the men, with the exception of Darcy. It seemed like they knew what they were doing, especially compared to like your Matt Smith.
Their father had sent them to China
Yeah.
for Shaolin training.
Because they're rich and they have the ability to go out. Well, they're relatively,
really the Japanese,
the
as if
richest
you
and
really-
fanciest.
That was so good. I loved all of that.
It was a really neat idea, even though sending your children off to China right now seems like that's a big step. That's going to entirely change the world in which they exist.
Yeah.
Like, they're not coming back to England and being debutantes.
Apparently they did.
I would believe it more if, like, we hired Chinese and Japanese people to come here.
Also, it felt like they were very secluded in where they were, but they could still send people abroad to train. Mm-hmm. That seemed kind of interesting, and I don't know.
We need a little more world definition, and I wonder if it is clearer in the book or not.
Don't know.
But they're still a lot of fun. Like,
So no one read the book here.
Bobby has.
Yeah, well, Bobby doesn't count.
But it's been a while. Been a while.
I thought the actors in the book were perfectly fine.
I really liked Lily James as Elizabeth. Like, she's really good for it. I kind of want her to be in the proper version of the
Cinderella?
story. That was Cinderella.
She's
Yeah.
perfectly
And
fine.
she's
That just says Bobby matter.
That's my opinion too, actually.
like, I like
fine.
her, and she's the right kind of casting. We're like, yeah, Jane's still prettier, but like, you're uniquely attractive. And, like, she fits really well for the part.
Do you remember the exact point when you got bored and
It was about when, like, the Wickham stuff happened, and they came to.
I think it goes
Kent.
a little off the rails when they bring in like the church with the zombies who zombies who
it starts to
don't.
kinda-
I think that's
because I don't think they have that storyline very solid in their
Yeah.
minds.
yeah.
And so when he comes to Lady Catherine to make his appeal, like, that's, I think, when I started to.
To me, it was at that party where we first meet Wickham, and I don't remember what at that point I just realized, like, oh, hey, I'm really zoning, and okay, I want this
And
movie
for-
to speed up. And
For you did not love the Austen parts as much, I think you were saying.
it's hard to say without being well versed in Pride and Prejudice on its
There's
own.
much parts where they were not fighting zombies.
I was okay with a lot of it. Just
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
There comes a point, like when they're doing the Austen parts that don't have zombies, like when, like the one that comes to mind is when Lizzie turns down Collins. It feels like they're really like sprinting through those scenes, like
Yeah.
not giving them any time to breathe, just because they're like, I know we get it, they're
We want to
Austen, we'll
them
get them out of the way.
zombies. We need this here, but
And it's kind of a bummer. 'Cause
I
that's
agree with that.
That's good stuff.
yeah, I agree with that.
I don't agree because I feel like if they like gave it any more time, this movie would feel too long.
And I think that's the problem. I think I want the 6-hour Andrew Davies adaptation of this world. So we can take our time.
How much of that do you think? I guess this will be related to who the movie is for. But do you think that was guys aren't going to like this?
Absolutely.
We need to get through. Or do you think it was a shorthand, like you already know what this stuff is?
I
so
thought it
we'll
was
kind
more
of
like a
breeze through it.
shorthand thing, just kind of like,
Yeah.
we're going to try to mesh these two worlds together, and that's the best way we can is by giving like a little bit of backstory, but also like this other zombie story too. So that's where I think I'm not like that part about in the church where these people are, zombies, but they can control their urges. I think that part isn't terrible because it's kind of a new story to this Pride and Prejudice story. So that part was still interesting for me to watch. Yeah, and I think Bobby's just wrong about everything. So,
Well, okay, I think this movie has a real interesting juggling game it has to do by nature. And it's, like how the game it's playing is, how niche do we want to make this movie? Are we making a very Jane Austen zombie hybrid thing, or like how far in each direction do we want to go?
Yeah.
I guess I kind of wish it was more Jane Austen with zombies than zombies with Jane Austen.
And I think something that the movie needed, and maybe it's in the book, a definition as to why the world has stayed this way. Because you explode so much of the Jane Austen world with the presence of zombies, like the kids going off to China to learn Shaolin fighting skills and all that. And so I feel like there needs to be more definition as to why we hang on to the remnants of our world, why we still have balls and assemblies and we're still having cod parties and going to tea. Like,
if you look at Walking Dead, they've abandoned all sense of
and all
society.
it is a few moments of like, we are British and we are, committing to the old ways in spite of everything, the crown will survive. Like, just a few more moments of that.
How far in the past is the zombie apocalypse? I don't remember.
I don't know. It doesn't feel too long ago. If we're in like 18...
And calling it a zombie apocalypse does seem like when it is...
It's not a full apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, and also, but when they are pretty much living their lives as normal, but they're zombies every once in a while, it seems like, And we don't know how far reaching it is, if you can still travel through the world fairly safely. Like, it came from France, of course, but if it's
Well, you want to ride by
widespread-
carriage. You don't want to ride on horseback.
True. But these kids are just walking around the countryside.
But that's what, like, I don't know if it's one of those things where the zombie outbreak, well, I'll call it the outbreak. The zombie outbreak happened, like 150 years ago or something. And the zombies are still a reality of their world, but they've
But they're just used
rebuilt to an extent. Like, that's interesting. That's kind of an interesting
Yeah,
side.
because I mean, if they've rebuilt this wall around their world, then they don't. I mean, they could still continue as they want to, and have these balls and go on horseback and still have that world around.
That would make sense if it's been long enough that we've recobbled our lives as to the way we think they should be.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that part. I mean, it's not clear, but I don't think it was. I don't know. I think when you try and toe that line, you can kind of get a really bad movie in that, and that you kind of would be weighed down by it. And I think that this movie had enough levity, but then also action. So it's like they are trying to balance those two, and I thought it did a good job at that. So,
And I do agree in that, like, you also should just kind of buy into the concept to a certain point where you're like, it's the zombies in Pride and Prejudice. But
that feels lazy.
The Walking Dead, and I don't know, I haven't seen Warm Bodies, but I feel like those worlds try to capture a new kind of world and not necessarily focus so much on the, like, this one. It felt like it was definitely trying to capture the essence of Pride and Prejudice and Jane Austen versus the whole zombie. Like, I don't think their goal was to have a zombie movie. I think it was like the meshing the two. So I think if you went too much backstory, then that's going to weigh down the other story that it's trying to tell.
But
I'm not asking for too much backstory. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, but I think if you do, like, yes, I agree that you don't want to explain too much, but but then I guess also, on the same token, it's like, I think they might have opened the door and explained a little too much in the beginning, or they might have set up the zombies too much to where it kind of invites you to ask these questions about the world. And I almost wish there was less explanation so we can care less about why the zombies are there and just accept that zombies are there.
I think that's a good point. I think that you probably don't need all the exposition. And they could have, at some point, if it was just explained, that London has been walled in around a moat, like that could have come up at any point.
Yeah, you might be right. There's a long history of not necessarily explaining zombies,
That's true.
for example.
So that would have been right on brand. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, we've fixed this movie.
moment
We
of
can go ahead and move on.
A moment of
Cut
silence.
it down.
Lady
Have that-
Catherine's fun, am I right?
Was she Lena Headey?
Bobby did not like her.
She was like totally
She's
under.
fine.
Yeah.
I think she's underrated.
I wanted more Lady Catherine. Like the reveal
yes,
of Lady
that was
Catherine.
good.
I'm like,
100%.
that's amazing.
I liked
Yeah.
that she was the badass in this world,
Yeah.
and that was a fun way to adapt the character.
The
And
first
when
shot
you
you
have-
get of her is like her climbing through a pile of zombies with like a sword and an eye patch. Amazing.
Why isn't
More.
she here all the time? Why
Yeah.
isn't she a part of the final
When you
battle?
have that reveal, you don't want her to just be sitting on a crown or a throne the whole movie.
Yeah.
That
And
was
And I think she only recedes because of the, like, no, she's Lady Catherine. She's only supposed to have, 8 minutes of airtime. Like, no, if you're going to change the
go
world,
nuts. Go nuts
have
with her.
her in it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've made enough other changes that they. I don't know much about Lady Catherine, but it
No,
seems
she's
like
not really in it that much.
yeah. So I was going to say, they made all these other changes, why not change her too?
But she's like your total badass, She's cooler than Darcy, the
yeah.
way they introduce her. And she doesn't do anything after that.
Yeah.
Especially when you stick her, I think, more faithfully to the book. After her introduction, like, she sits there and says a lot of her scenes from the book. But then, like, you're doing so much zombie stuff in the third act. She feels at odds with the third act, I guess.
When they were walking through a corridor and they had the paintings of her in these situations with the zombies, I kind of got the feeling that they were like, oh, I don't want to say showing off. What's the term? Like these aren't real situations. She just had them painted. So I wonder if that was the whole times, like there was this, she put forth this legend of herself, but she never really led up to it. She never really lived up to it, I should say. In which case, why would you have that reveal? You could have somebody tell it.
You could do that without that one amazing shot of...
Yeah. So if you want to have somebody say it, but when they show it, you're like, oh yeah, she clearly did all these things. So yeah, I don't know. It didn't make sense to me.
I just want to end it more. And I think that we're all agreeing that the climax was a little generic, and maybe not Laura, but yeah, that would have been something to spruce it up.
Hey, you know what I loved about this movie? They said zombie a lot.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even kidding. I was just like, we are going for it.
Now that we don't exist in a world where zombies is a concept.
No walkers, no living dead, no reanimated corpses, just zombies. They're all calling them zombies.
We're not using the Z word.
I loved that.
I think that's sarcasm.
No, I honestly loved it. I thought it really set the tone for the movie in the beginning.
Really? See, I kind of felt out of place to me. And
did we discuss that? I think we
did.
that.
Yeah,
like it was funny, and I agree it did set the like tongue-in-cheek tone, but also feel like that's very un-Georgian. Yeah. They would have a far more polite euphemism to use,
especially when so many other they never talked about kicking ass, or I don't know. There wasn't anything else. Like everything else was in proper, timely terminology. So I don't know. I agree. It should have been the dead or the. Not walkers.
Look, I'm agreeing with you on something. I think
the
use of zombie was really good.
It was fun. I have mixed feelings about it. As far as like an accurate history, like no, that would never be the case. But
it took me out
for like the wink of the movie, it's fine.
I will say it jolted me a few times. Just like, oh, I don't know about this.
Zombies, what about?
But I mean, it's a good way to take the premise of Pride and Prejudice and zombies. And just shove your face in it right away and just make you acknowledge, like, no, it's Pride and Prejudice with zombies.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's most untoward.
I don't know. Because it rides that line. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, if you really want me to buy this world, I need to buy all of it, including how they would refer to them. I don't think they'd refer to them as zombies.
But, I mean, would you buy a world with Pride and Prejudice with zombies in it if you weren't told? I mean, like, what would make you buy that world?
I think referring to them as the, not walkers, I was going to say walkers, but like as the end, recently to see something like that. Isn't zombie a Haitian word? And I don't know how familiar they would be with Haitian culture.
Well, they have a lot of
I don't think there would
in
be
the West
zombies in that world. I mean, you're going to have to suspend your disbelief.
They have a lot of interest in the West Indies. They're doing lots of traveling through Haiti. You could absolutely have cycled back from
Then I stand corrected, and I'm totally on board with everything.
But you want a scene where they address how they came up with the terms.
I mean, you just want a scene to explain everything, right? I mean, you just want to make this movie longer.
I think I want the 6-hour epic.
It just took me out of it. That's all I'm saying.
I think I have too much of a relationship with these characters. I'm like, and Bingley was boring. Bingley didn't do anything. And
How dare you?
He didn't do anything except be really pretty, because that guy's like got a weird pretty face.
Which one's?
I think I'd rather have the 25-minute Funny or Die version than the 6-hour epic.
I think this is a perfect length movie.
It's a West African word. Is zombie.
Right, well they had dealings in West Africa.
That's fair.
It could work.
Okay.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Well, I mean, in Game of Thrones, would they know all those curse words that they say?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
would.
absolutely.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that one.
Yes.
Well, I think that there's a TARDIS on Westeros, and so it's translating for us all the things they
So
would
Westeros
say.
isn't a real place.
What?
Wait, what?
Thank goodness. Actually, is the right response.
And it's true. I mean, like, the language is it would be time-ish appropriate, right? When Game of Thrones? The foul language? Anyway, you buy yourself more room if you just create your own continent and go, like, we're gonna...
You also
Maybe
buy
not.
yourself room
Yeah,
if
that's
you
true.
just go and say it and you just have words. I mean, we don't know what words they knew or didn't know. We're
Oh,
assuming.
yeah, I agree. I'm on your side on this one. I think zombies fine. I think we're overthinking it too much, and zombies totally fine.
I was actually playing on my phone looking for the etymology, and was surprised that we were still on the same topic when I started paying attention again.
I believe the Cranberries actually created the term zombie
Zombie.
before the band The Zombies created it.
That should have been in the movie somewhere. I think.
The Cranberry
The
song.
Cranberry song, like adapted to the context of the world. Someone playing it on a harpsichord.
I'll agree.
Come on, go with me on this.
There needed to be more harpsichord. What else? Anything? Any other big things we're forgetting about? Oh,
How do we feel? What do we feel about Darcy's perpetual sore, like raspy throat?
What are you talking about?
I didn't care for Darcy.
He was, he's not my favorite.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I can say this. I think he was perfectly fine.
Yes, accurate.
I think Sam Riley, he was in that terrible movie On the Road, and he wasn't very good as the main character, Saul. And I thought he was good in this movie.
It's perfectly adequate. He was fun. I appreciate what their Darcy was, and that like he's just this war-hardened guy. But at the same time, like, oh, he's not Matthew McFadden or Colin Firth.
Who cares about Matthew McFadden?
How dare you?
The movie's
We're gonna
terrible.
fight.
There's only one Mr. Darcy, and that's Colin Firth, okay?
I love you. And then he looks away. It's like, most ardently.
Can we talk about the shortest wedding?
No, I need to talk about how good Joe Wright's movie is. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like super
It's
good.
pretty
So
bad.
good.
Really good.
So good.
It's too bad.
If you don't have 6 hours, watch it. It's still somehow... It encapsulates the characters perfectly in the space of an hour, in a 2-hour movie.
Absolutely.
No.
Everyone is given time and love.
Hey, wasn't that the shortest wedding in history? The one in the
Yes.
movie?
I didn't care. That made me mad.
It was, I think it's like, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man and this woman. I now pronounce you
And
man
this
and wife.
man. And this woman.
Wait, okay. Did you?
Now your wife.
Your wife.
Is this part of like trivia that you found? Like,
No.
I think that might have been an America only scene, or there's part of
Really?
the ending that only happened in America.
Really?
It's
Wait,
either- it's
No,
either-
Bobby, none of the
I
movie
wanna
took
know.
place in America. It was all in England.
wait, so in the British version, they go through the whole regular
I'm looking it up right
wedding
now.
speech?
There's
Not to be
there's like 1 or 2 extra
That's
scenes in the
terrible.
American version of this movie.
Oh, extra. I want to see like the super British scenes that had to be cut because they didn't make sense in America. That's what I want to see. The
What?
super winky ones that like no one would get.
Wink, wink, nudge,
Wink,
nudge.
wink.
Like that one?
No, I
That
mean,
scene?
no, I mean, like no one knows what that is. Cut it. Like, no, it's
No,
hilarious.
a
Cut
lot of people know Monty Python.
it. Cut it.
I have something else to say.
That's
when
very
people are-
anachronistic if they're telling Monty Python jokes and Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
If they're telling them as Monty Python jokes, of course. But if they're doing it as original.
When you want
Yeah, so that wedding scene was really quick and silly.
so silly.
Yes.
Yeah. The 4 horse zombies of the
That was a
apocalypse.
weird want to.
That was a huge nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
but I think it was setting up a sequel.
Or actually implying that this is the real apocalypse and that our world
Maybe.
will cease.
But then
Oh,
there was
did you catch
post-
that? There's a post-credit scene that I missed.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
That-
like mid-credit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You saw it?
that's a big deal.
Yeah, but it was basically setting up.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. But
Just making someone mad that might like these movies and want people to live happily ever after. Wickham's back and he leads a whole army of zombies on Netherfield or wherever we are.
were the horse zombies there too?
I think probably.
Because they were they just like, oh, these guys are going to be something that's going to be interesting. Nope, they don't appear
That's
again.
a zombie guffin. A McZombie guffin.
McZombie.
I want a McZombie guffin. Sounds real good. Let's go to McDonald's.
They are good. I think they serve them all day now.
That sounds delicious.
What were our bonus scenes? I'm so interested.
You know, I don't know what I'm thinking. Like, I can't find it, and then I'm wondering if I had the wrong movie entirely just now, and I'm embarrassing myself.
Here's some questions that maybe that show my ignorance about the source material, which is the Book of Zombies. No, which is Pride and Prejudice.
It's the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Got it.
Oh my gosh, I was wrong. The Joe Wright movie has an extra scene in the U.S.
Which one? What? Is
the
it the
U.S.
walking
release
through
of
the
the
mist
film,
scene?
an additional last scene shows the newlyweds outside of Pemberley.
That's right. There's a lot of... But I love that scene. I know there's a lot of controversy about it.
Well, you're American. Of course you love it.
So never mind. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, totally the same everywhere.
What?
Why was Lizzie crying about Darcy way early in the beginning?
Because he offended her pride.
Was that it? And her prejudice?
Think there was something they tried to set up that Lizzie was awkward with people, which didn't really happen. Like the other sisters, like Lydia and Kitty, who were just assholes and didn't really exist in this movie. Maybe that's part of why it fell apart. I didn't care that Lydia got kidnapped because Lydia was a non-character. But they were like teasing her about like, oh, you're good at fighting, but terrible with people. And so I think the suggestion was that like she is socially awkward and was hurt and felt uncomfortable. So that's why she ran out of the party, which is not Lizzie.
Okay, well that was that. Why? Okay, Lizzie didn't want them talking of rich suitors. Was that just because of what people might hear and get the wrong idea or get the right idea that they were gold diggers?
Probably. What part was that?
It was at the party, I think, when their mom was drunk.
Assuming, okay, I just like
and
that.
that was
yes, because
when
it looks
he
like
walked
they're
in.
gold digging,
Okay.
and it will make them look bad. Like Jane is only after Bingley for his 5,000 a year.
When did Bingley stop seeing Jane? It seemed like they were together, and then they weren't, and I never saw her break up. Did
the movie have a scene? Yes, that's right. There must have been. What was the scene this movie had where they
did I just
gone to
miss it?
London? There must have been something.
He stopped seeing her because Darcy overheard Elizabeth.
No, I know
But the
why.
scene
I don't
where
remember
they
them having. I just remember
communicated
and it was like, oh, you broke my sister up. I'm like, wait, your sister broke up with him?
Did Jane receive a letter or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's
But,
a good
and
point.
again, this was a week ago that I watched it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
These were the notes that I took. I'm like, wait, why did this happen? Anyway.
Because in the Austen, they just, leave for town and don't come back. And we find out later it's because of Darcy. But I forget how this movie communicated that. I think there was something about, like, we're going to the front. Or whatever.
All right.
But then in the reveal scene / proposal scene, they, like, end up fighting. And that was hilarious and fun and a cool adaptation. When Darcy proposes to Elizabeth for the first time. And she confronts him and they just kick each other's asses. Like,
That was fun.
Those were moments of like, this movie is working here, and
There were
I'm having a
moments where it
great
worked.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were moments where it really, really worked. Like, I was just gonna say in ways that movies that we don't normally watch for this podcast work, I was just like, I'm so all in on this.
Yeah.
I just really wish, I don't know, I wish it had sustained that for me through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you're right, this is refreshing to have a movie that has some good ideas and good points, as opposed to a lot of the crap we watch.
It just, that's a good point. Although, well, I was going to say the premise of the show does suggest that all movies should have something that, since at least one of us likes it, there should be enough to.
No, you're just wrong about Batman.
Batman and Robin is really entertaining. All right. So, Laura, you still like this movie?
Yes.
Bobby, what's your take?
I really like parts of it, but as a whole, I don't know that I entirely like it.
Lauren?
Good job.
Nice save.
Same thing. Bits that were really clever and inspired, and as a Jane Austen fan and a zombie fan, really liked. And just sad that it fell short in other places.
Yeah, I agree. Good, super good, strong start. And then it just it falls apart for me. Bobby and Lauren, do you want to discuss gender politics in the movie we just watched?
I got the eye of the tiger.
Susan B. Anthony was on the dollar coin for a reason.
Stop objectifying me.
Gloria Diamond.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Equal rights amendment was never ratified.
Rosie the Riveter.
Oh my god, Bobby, shut up.
Rosie the Robot.
Who's gonna make me my sandwich?
My body, my choice.
Blatant. Susan B. Anthony was taken off the dollar for a reason.
Beyonce.
Do you have something to say, Bobby, against what?
Gender politics were perfectly fine.
I mean, it was great because females get to kick ass, and Elizabeth Bennet gets to save the day at the end, which is kind of cool. So it's still Pride and Prejudice, but
And I think it's realistic in that, like, it shows women kicking ass, but also at the forefront is women trying to find husbands, and so I think that's really good.
Yay! That is what women should do.
Alright, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to take care of Bobby. Aside from
No,
this.
but that's
Right here in
actually
front
a
of us.
really good point about the world. Like, that kind of explains why they would keep up the whole, like, marriage market, because these poor women need to find protectors. Like, and so that would make
But
sense.
the women are
and
doing
why
fine
the
on their
Bennets,
own.
there should be more women who are not doing fine on their own. There should be more Mrs. Bennets who, like, find yourself a husband because you need the money and you need the protection. And the richer he is, the bigger and more protected the house is.
That would have been I don't know, it would have been rough if they did. For that really to work, though, the women would have to not be able to hold their own. And that takes away a lot of the girl power.
And, well, in which case, like, there would be select families like the Bennets that, like, no, we need to teach them to defend themselves.
Yeah.
And that would be cool.
I think it was like an incredibly. I mean, we talked about maybe the logistical plot holes that I don't actually care about with, like actually physically sending, the Bennett girls off to China to train.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was incredibly smart in adapting that, yeah, of course, Mr. Bennett would send his daughters to train
Of course it would.
and learn Shaolin in China, and of course the Bennett sisters would kick zombie ass. Like, that totally makes sense.
And it's cool when she speaks Chinese.
So cool! Damn it, that was so cool.
It got all firefly-y.
Right.
Lauren,
That's me.
it's time for IDOBM IMDb trivia.
Oh,
TM.
no. The IMDb trivia has been disappointing lately, I gotta admit.
Come on, IMDb users, step up your game.
I know. Okay, that's a very good point, because there was an extremely disappointing bit of trivia that was Natalie Portman was originally considered for the role of
Lizzie?
but she backed out.
She still produced it, though, right?
And she still produced it. And
a good call.
they
She
said,
feels too old for it.
I don't know. She just doesn't feel right for it either.
yeah, but that's just because it's Natalie Portman, and I don't know that she feels right on a lot of things.
She's Lauren, not a fan of her acting.
I'm a mixed fan of her acting. Sometimes she's good, and sometimes she's not good.
I think Star Wars Episode 1 was a really good example
I
of
wouldn't fail at that.
really great.
Was
acting.
this the one that there were like 8 times people put the exact same bit of trivia?
That happened a lot. No, that was and Miss
Miss
Peregrine.
Peregrine. Oh, okay. Maybe that's because it's too new.
And if you guys didn't know, Tim Burton has a cameo on Miss Peregrine.
Really?
It's mentioned about 42
IMDb trivia will
times
tell you 42
in
times.
trivia.
But this trivia was just such a failure that was like, Natalie Portman was originally cast for Elizabeth, but dropped out. And then I'm going to read it. Ironically, Keira Knightley, who is often considered Natalie Portman's lookalike, played the role of Elizabeth Bennet in Pride and Prejudice in 2005.
Get out.
Whose original source material by Jane Austen was parodied by the 2009 novel, which this film was adapted from.
Wow.
There's so many things wrong with that.
That's someone being snarky, though, right?
I don't know. It's so maybe. Oh,
That's
it's such subtle snark if it is that they're failing if they think this is a sweet, sweet burn.
I thought that was going to go in the direction of, like, Keira Knightley almost played Elizabeth Bennet in this. Get out of here. That would have been amazing.
Keira Knightley does not look like
They
Natalie
do
Portman.
not look alike. That's the first problem.
Yeah.
The next is the wrong use of the term ironically. And then
Which is why I think that was an ironic post.
Because of the
using it
misses,
correctly.
ironically.
Maybe. Alright. There weren't a lot of other good other
Let me see.
except that
It doesn't. I was hoping it would say who said it. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Movie liker 427.8.
Maybe you're only doing a sick burn that's not very good. The one that I was interested in was the fact that David O. Russell was originally signed on to direct this movie, and how awful would it be if that were the case?
Jennifer Lawrence would make an interesting Lizzie, and what's his name? I'm horrible with names.
Robert De Niro would be an amazing Mr. Bennett, obviously. Bradley Cooper would come in. He'd be Wickham.
You don't think he'd be Darcy?
I think he'd be Wickham. I think he'd want to be the villain.
Never mind.
That's it.
Okay, that's it.
Is this was this what year is this movie? Was last year, right?
Yeah.
Was it that recent?
And was David O. Russell attached to it like pre-obnoxious Academy Awards?
It was this year.
Ass kissing.
Or was it the beginning of this year?
David O. Russell.
Or was he attached to it before all that stuff happened? Because this movie was like in production for a super long time, or pre-production for a super long time.
So.
What happened? What do you mean Oscar? I keep saying this thing.
Just the fact that the Oscars think he's good? Is that it?
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, is this like pre-Silver Linings Playbook, or was it David O. Russell, or was it?
I'm not sure until when production started.
Silver Linings Playbook is fine. It's a good movie.
It's fine. It's fine. Everyone is perfectly fine.
I thought you were going to yell at me. You like that movie? I do like that movie.
It's good enough.
Yeah, it's fine.
Joy was a piece of shit.
I'm sure it was.
Oh, so bad.
It's bad.
I'm going to go ahead and take your word for that one.
Don't watch it.
Thank you.
Don't
Thank
do
you for
it.
absolving me of that.
Now, 3/4 of us weren't a huge fan of this movie. But what, I think we all know what direction this is going to go. If we were to take an aspect of this movie, maybe adding or subtracting some big element to make it into a better movie, a sequel, a prequel, blah, blah, blah. What would it be?
Ugh, this movie is crap. I could write a better movie in my sleep.
And now, IDOBM presents the movie we'd wish we'd seen.
Let's start with you, Laura King.
I think I would maybe fine tune the last part of the movie and make it less about the trying to fix the zombies. I don't know. I think I would make it more of the book. Like I would take more of aspect of what happens in the
Austen's book, not
Austen's book than the book this is based on. So I would cut the zombie part a little bit in that part. So
okay, how about you, Bobby?
I mean, we talked about it a lot, but I mean, it boils down to I think fewer zombies and more Jane Austen. I think the Austen stuff was stronger and it was more interesting in the context of the zombie outbreak. And I think as soon as you start making zombies the main antagonist of this movie, it gets stupid. So,
how about you, Laura?
Yeah, I agree with that. Which is not to say that zombies as an interesting articulated antagonist would not be interesting. I think that could be real good, but this movie did not achieve that. I think like many things, it was a great idea that was adapted poorly. And so I'd like to see the 6-hour Andrew Davies version, please.
I'm going to pretty much echo what you guys said. Just to be a little bit different, I wouldn't mind seeing a straight up zombie movie like the zombies in here, who like it's a gradual thing, and you do have some of the people, and maybe you have some of the ones who are like, yes, I can't fight this lust for blood, and the more I drink, the more I become a zombie, or the more brains I eat, whatever the hell it is. That was stupid because it's really hard to get to brains. Eating flesh I can buy, but eating brains is really difficult. But so you do have, in the beginning, you do have these people who are maybe fighting the urges, and that could go in interesting directions. But like I said, set contemporaneously, rather than in old Jane Austen-y times.
I like the idea of zombies that, like our early stage 1 zombies that are too refined to give in to the temptations of flesh. Like, and, they are old world zombies, and, their family goes back generations, and so.
That would be fun.
Like the moral implications of killing early stage zombies too. It's kind of interesting.
So just that premise could be very interesting, but that's not what we got. Okay, so let's do things that need no defense. Is there anything? Let's start with Bobby. What are you into right now?
Okay, so with the very special episode we did that where we crossed over with Horror Bulldog, I really recommended a film called Green Room. That is really, really tense and really, really scary and really well acted, really well directed.
Still defending that movie?
It's so good. I can't get over how good that movie was. I don't if you want to watch it, just don't watch a trailer or anything. Jump right into it. It's really good.
Cool.
Also, I'm going to defend one more thing.
No, you don't want to defend one thing.
The Destiny, which is a video game, just got an expansion pack called The Rise of Iron, and it's really fun. So
No escaping that for me.
Destiny Rise of Iron.
I'm really sorry that this has devolved into...
I can tell you the other video games I'm playing too.
No one needs to know.
How about you, Lauren?
Appropriate to the theme of this show and of the holiday season, Shaun of the Dead is an amazing movie. If you like zombies and Brits, that is nearly a perfect film. It's hilarious, and it also has a really strong emotional story. There were parts that were absolutely moving and like, this is getting real, guys. It's an awesome movie, and the zombie actions were pretty damn good.
Cool. Did I defend Narcos before? I can't remember. I've not talked about it.
Do it again.
I was either going to do that or Westworld. I'll do Westworld right now because it's fresh.
All right.
There's only 2 episodes in of Westworld, new HBO show, and it's very
It could all fall
good.
apart, but...
What's that?
So we're only 2 episodes in. It could all fall apart.
Yeah,
but
it could. Odds are it'll be good. HBO has a good track record, and
They're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's kind of typical sci-fi stuff. We're giving too much intelligence to these robot creatures, and what's going to happen? But it's told very well. It's an interesting look at the future, and actually look at the future of entertainment. Maybe, I don't know. It's very good. I like it a lot. How about you, Laura?
I know on the Bulldog horror Bulldog video show, whatever.
Leah's gonna love this.
I talked about Brain Dead. It was a show, 13 episodes, and it was on CBS, but I watched it on Amazon. So if you guys have Amazon, you can check it out there. But I finished it today,
And that's
I
about
can
zombies?
say no. It's about flesh-eating bugs inside. It's like it's a political satire. So
The flesh-eating bugs?
Fun.
yeah, or brain-eating bugs. So kind of zombie-ish.
Zombie
I
bugs.
guess. Zombie bugs.
Zombugs.
So,
Are they reanimated?
And anyway, so that's really good. So I think everyone should check that out.
Cool. For plugs, I'm going to say that you should listen to our crossover episode, or watch our crossover thing on, what is the show called? Watching playing horror games with a bulldog. And I think Jesse's YouTube account is Funtronics. So if you go to that, look at his stuff, you'll find it. We've also been on a few just regular episodes of that, but we had a crossover where we watched, not Resident Evil, Silent Hill. Thank you. Since we've been referencing it so much, I figured we should mention it. We watched Silent Hill, and spoiler alert,
We all loved it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good.
Yeah. So check that out. I'm also going to say, assuming I get this episode out on time, this Sunday, what date is this Sunday?
16.
The November 16th.
November? I didn't know
October, I'm getting ahead of myself. October 16th, 2016, this Sunday, 7 o'clock, Long Beach Playhouse. The upperclassmen were having a show with kind of a battle show with another troupe, the Long Beach All-Stars. And there should be, if it gets done in time, a short directed and written by myself entitled Green Face. Anyone else have anything to plug?
Nah.
No? Follow us on Twitter, IDOBM Podcast. Check out our website, which hasn't been updated in a little while.
I'll get on that.
IDOBMpodcast.com. I just checked it out today. And check us out on Facebook. And I guess that's about it. I think the only thing left to say is vote Trump.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited. Then this is almost done.
If you want our nation to fall apart. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Nope.